1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
Just love happy endings.
Hello,
Hi, welcome back.
it's me, Nicole,
And me, Tessa,
and we got Liana here
as Lot 249.
for Tessa's birthday
Yay!
episode. Tales from the Darkside, the movie,
Yes.
1990.
And I have deep roots with
I've
this
seen
film.
this so many times.
Oh my God.
I mean, come
I
on,
love it.
Christian Slater, like
All of
right
the
off
things.
the bat.
All of the things.
Come on, so good. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't know where to tell you to go find it.
Nope.
Because it was a little bit of an adventure.
Well, I have it.
Yeah, she owns it, but yeah, we had to get it. In other
We
ways.
had to get it. We had to get it. I already owned it, thankfully.
And happy Halloween.
Yes, that too. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 3 days out from Halloween at this point in the future when this comes out.
28th.
Yeah.
3
So
days out.
Hopefully we'll be seeing The Exorcist at this time.
Oh, yeah. Today, hopefully, we will be watching the original Exorcist, which
Yes.
we will be covering soon, but not for Halloween.
No, not for Halloween, not at all.
For
Surprise.
the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, so figure that out.
So let's get into Tales from the Dark
Yes,
Side.
because there's lots of people in this movie. So we have...
So, yeah, I have the cast broken down by story.
Same.
Okay.
So I got Debbie Harry.
As Betty, which it never says her name.
No, it doesn't, but I did write that down
Yeah.
because that's what it said. And little Matthew Lawrence as Timmy, which I think he mentions that once.
At the end, when he
Mm-hmm.
tells his own story.
Right. And Christian Slater.
In lot 249, we have
Yes.
Christian Slater as Andy.
Julianne Moore in her debut as Susan Smith. Did you see it was Susan Smith?
No.
Her name is Susan Smith.
Andy and Susan Smith.
Yes, and Robert Sedgwick as Lee.
And Steve Buscemi as Bellingham.
Yep, old Edward Bellingham.
And Michael Deek as the Mummy was
Oh,
credited.
I wrote that down, but I saw it, but I didn't write it down.
And then Cat from Hell,
We have William Hickey as Drogon,
David Johansen
or Buster Poindexter,
as Halston,
Mark Margulies
As
as Richard Gage.
Alice Drummond as Caroline,
Mm-hmm.
and Dolores Sutton as Amanda.
Right.
And then Lover's Vow, I only got 3.
I just have the 2.
James Remar as Preston,
And Ray Don Chung.
as Carola, but then I have Robert Klein as Wyatt because
yeah.
Robert Klein was he a stand-up or he did?
I don't know.
I feel like he was a bigger name in the 90s where Robert Klein was
sure
a
of it.
known entity.
I'm sure of it.
So if you've never seen this, the reason we broke it down that way is this is 3 separate stories all joined together by...
It is an anthology, and I love an anthology. And also, Tom Savini has said that this is his Creepshow 3.
Which totally makes sense to me. It
he
fits right in.
considers this a Creepshow 3.
Fits right in.
Which I tried to watch what they call Creepshow 3.
Oh, the new...
Oh, girl.
Yeah, I didn't even
I couldn't
try.
even get it
Because
past.
I
was
think
like-
you tried first and said it
I
was
was
no
like,
bueno.
what even is this shit?
Yeah.
What is this? There's no creeper. The show is
What?
good, though. You ever seen the series?
No.
Creepshow, the series. It's good. It's good. You should watch it.
I will check that out. So we start with Debbie Harry in her car in this
Her little
idyllic
USA
little small
Jeep.
town in her
Upstate New York, I'm assuming. It said New York.
her Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah, Jeep Cherokee.
She knows the priest. She's in the church choir.
She's waving at everybody.
She knows the
Everybody her.
mailman.
She knows everybody.
And she gets home with her groceries
Oh, in this beautiful house.
in this chef's kitchen.
Oh, this gorgeous kitchen.
And someone calls her about that night's dinner party.
Oh, yeah, she needs some champagne glasses.
And we find out she's got something special she gonna be cooking up for this dinner
Right?
party.
She does. Well, first you see like something's
Some jiggling the
skittering
doorknob
around
and
in the-
stuff.
Yeah, they're trying to break out. Something's going on in this cabinet. that she has in this kitchen.
And she opens up this cabinet, and there's like a jail cell inside.
Oh shit! It's like a dungeon,
with
and
little
there's
Matthew Lawrence
a little boy in there.
with a bunch of crushed up chocolate chip cookies he's
Like,
been
what was he-
refusing to eat.
What was he doing with that? Was he-
Smashing them up, I guess, so he wouldn't be tempted to eat them.
I guess.
Because he really did want to eat them, but he knew she was fattening him up, so he was just
I
like,
guess.
that was his rebellion. I'm not eating these. Step
I
on 'em.
know. I mean, okay.
I peed on him, so now I can't eat him.
Oh no, no.
We don't know how long he's been in there.
No.
I would assume if you're going to fatten up a kid for a fancy dinner party, it's more than 24 hours. He's been in there for a
Well,
bit.
if Buffalo Bill is any indication, how long did he keep him alive so he could starve him a little bit so he could stretch their skin out?
But she's not trying to starve him. She's
3
trying to
days.
fatten him.
Well, that's true, but like I figure. It
But
goes
I feel
both
like,
ways.
yeah, the same, like 3 days.
I figure it goes both ways. She needs that marbling on the meat.
He's going to be Wagyu, Matthew
Oh,
Lawrence.
Wagyu! She's gonna like hang him up on hooks and massage his meat.
Oh.
Delicious.
And she's given him her favorite book of childhood stories, Tales from the Darkside.
Yeah, that was her favorite.
And he like tosses it at the cage, like,
Right? Like I don't want
fuck
this
this
shit.
book.
Yeah. And she's like, well,
She's over there doing girl math, trying
right.
to
She's
figure out
like,
how
well,
long to cook a child. And
evisceration takes at least an hour, so you're gonna have to be in the oven by like 1:30.
he's like, what's evisceration? You know, like gutting a fish. And she
Right.
unveils her collection of needles to sew his cavity back up for her,
Right.
or whatever
Like
these
once
were.
you take out all the guts and shit that aren't meat.
How many sizes of needles do you need for that?
I don't know
A whole
what
block full.
They come in handy later.
Yeah, not for her.
No, well, no.
So yeah, so he wants to read her a story. He's trying to stall.
Yeah,
so let
he's
me
pulling
read
that
to you from your
Shahrazadi
favorite book.
thing, like that Night of 1,000 Tales or whatever.
So I'm going to read you a story about these guys in college who live in the same dorm.
Yes.
And one of them is poor and steals things. His name's, I wrote Bellamy. His name's not Bellamy. It's Bellingham.
I wrote Bellinger.
Because Bellingham is
Yeah,
not like
Bellingham.
a name you say a lot.
That's like a butler name.
And he collects antiques, and one day he gets a very special delivery.
Oh, shit.
But Andy and Lee, who are rich,
Oh,
and now
they're
he
playing
says in this
tennis.
setup that they did something to
Well, yeah.
Bellingham, but Andy didn't have nothing to do
No,
with
Andy
it.
didn't have anything
It was
to do
Andy's
with it. It was-
sister.
Right, and Lee, I don't think Lee even knows. Like, he knows
He knows
something
that
happened.
but he doesn't know the full.
Exactly what she's going to do. I don't know. I guess she wanted to give
She's
them
using them-
plausible deniability.
She's using them feminine wiles on Bellingham.
He's
and-
not buying it, though.
No. So yeah, Lee dates Andy's sister. So Andy is Christian Slater, and this
Right.
dude Lee and him they're playing tennis. You find out he dates his sister.
They got their dick sweaters on.
Yes. And that he finds out that his sister wrote his best friend's proposal for this fellowship grant.
The Penrose Scholarship in Europe or whatever. And he's like, will you go there anyway every summer? And he's like, but no,
But
if
now
I
I got
have the
money."
money, I can bring back a Maserati. Come on,
douchebag.
fucking asshole.
Whereas Bellingham has worked really hard and is more deserving.
Of course.
But-
Because he's like the curator at the little school museum or
Yeah.
some shit. He does like smart dude shit. And he's like, well, you know, who cares?
He has the hots for your sister, so it's going to be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
So Bellingham is there when they get back. So there's this little awkward exchange with Lee about that. Oh, you stole the fellowship.
Right.
out from
Well,
under
sometimes
me.
the better man doesn't win.
Mm.
And they want to know what's this shit.
So yeah, he
What's
gets a
this lot
delivery, a
249?
big ass box of lot 249. It's a heavy mother.
Right. And he knows like that he was cheated because he was accused on the day that they were going to decide this shit that he had stolen a pre-Columbian Zuni fetish. But he loathes.
Zuni aesthetics.
Loathes. I loathe Zuni aesthetics.
And there's never been a reason for me to say that sentence out loud, or I would.
I say it all the fucking time
For
just
no
for
reason.
reasons.
Just
I
you
loathe
find a reason.
Zuni aesthetics since 1992. I'd say.
So since Lee has tipped the man for him, over tipped this
Right.
delivery man for
He's
him.
like, I'll get you your money back. You gave him like a 20.
So now he owes him something. So he's like, well, Andy's like, well, just show us what you got. Show us
Yeah.
what's in the box and we're even.
I don't know why they continue to fuck with this man.
And they open it up to reveal a mummy.
Yeah.
My
He's like-
God, Andy, it looks just like your father.
Oh,
that guy's
your
voice.
father.
He has a
even
Mr.
has-
Howell voice.
He even has a sweater tied around his neck, does he not? Mm-hmm. It's like full.
Yeah.
full on fully.
Remember the guy at Hot Chip in front of us with the
Oh
sweater
my
tied
God,
around
yes!
his neck, who looked like someone's dad,
We're like, whose dad is here?
and his chinos and his
Right,
New Balances
his chinos
and his sweater
New
tied around
Balances. Like,
his
it was
neck.
a look.
It
was a look. He looked lost.
He did.
He was like, what?
He was there with people, but
I know,
he
but
looked
when they went
lost.
away, he was like, where'd they go? He's trying to, I don't know. I hope he had fun. I had a great time.
Yes. So the mummy stinks like rotten flowers. Bellingham
Yeah.
unwraps him, check him out, and
Yeah, he's
talks
like, "I'm just
about
gonna-
all what
I'm
they
just
used
gonna
to
unwrap
do.
it. I'm just gonna fucking
Like,
in
is
my
that what you
apartment.
do with mummies?
I don't know what year this is supposed to be.
Why did he? Oh, he unwrapped it to get to the guts.
Well, yeah, because he
But,
wanted
like,
to get to the
Just cut
scroll.
the guts. Like they're wrapping off the guts.
Well, he wanted to see what his face looked like.
I guess.
I don't
It
know.
makes him
I don't know why they're
scarier.
doing this shit in their fucking apartment. I don't know why this is allowed.
Yeah. So
Well,
Lee
did you know-
bails. Lee goes.
In like long times ago, that there was a thing called Mummy Brown. It was a paint, and it was made out of actual mummies.
I have
That's where
heard
like
that.
a lot of the mummies
And
went.
Didn't people eat parts of mummies?
Probably.
I think they
That makes
made
sense.
medicines and
Right. It was a cure-all.
delicacies out of pieces of mummies.
Sure, because that makes sense.
Yeah, and just opened them for fun.
Right, just random desecration.
So
just
in
to see what's up.
1990, because I thought about that, like 1990, could you still just find a mummy on the black market? Probably.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it might have been affordable.
I
to
mean, if
just-
you were the curator of your
yeah,
school's
and you use
museum.
that as a
Sure.
ploy to like, oh no, it's for the
Sure.
museum.
Yeah. Well,
Totally.
he's like, this is going to make me some fucking money, though.
But meanwhile,
Right.
Lee takes off. He doesn't want to see the unwrapping.
Right.
of the
He's
mummy.
got to go.
So he
But
takes his white
Andy's
Porsche
gonna
and white tennis outfit
His white, and he gets out of there.
back home to see Susan, who's doing her jazzercise in front of the TV.
Yes. She's doing like step aerobics.
And he tells her about her brother and the mummy, and that there
She's
was
like,
an
"Well, how-
anonymous tip
How
about
much
this
did you
Zuni
tell
fetish.
him? How much did he say? How much does he know? Because he doesn't.
He won't do anything. He's my brother.
Mm,
And Bellingham's a loser. He can't
Yeah.
do anything.
come on, bitch.
She
Like,
is
you
a
don't even
little
have-
fucking brat.
You're not going anywhere. What the fuck do you care?
So they cut
Ew.
back to the mummy unwrapping, and now we're pulling out the flowers and spices.
Right. He's got Andy's hands in there.
Myrrh,
Yeah. Ooh.
cassia,
Yeah. Some
onions.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah, onions. Oh, it's a fortune cookie.
and there's a scroll in its guts.
Uh-huh.
And Bellingham's like, "Oh, I can't read it. I don't.
I don't
read
know. I don't know what
hieroglyphics."
this shit is. I don't know, whatever. And meanwhile, Susan. Huh?
Susan
What?
who wears Stussy. We call her Susan.
Susan.
That's all she wears is
She
Stussy.
with the umlaut over the yeah, obviously. But she is taken off after Lee has made this dinner.
Right. I'm gonna just go
She's-
to the library and like at 9:00 at night.
Right, and then maybe I'll go like see Andy, and he's like, "You're going over to Bellingham's."
I give the guy a hard on.
What? Are you gonna
She's
go
a
blow him?
bitch.
What?
I'm just
She's
gonna
gotta
throw him
finish
off
the
the
jo-
track.
Bitch,
And
she's
she
going to-
she actually stole the Zuni fetish. So it's
She-
not
she
just
did.
that someone stole it and she said it was him.
No,
she stole
did
it.
and now she's gonna go plant it at his apartment.
But meanwhile, he's unrolling this scroll in front of the fire.
Oh, grow, O light, come forth, O light, rise,
Ascend,
O
O
light,
light, yes.
ascend, O light, O darkness, remove thyself from before him, open his
tat.
eyes, open tat, open
Open
nap,
nap,
open
open
his
his
eyes,
eyes.
O darkness. It's a whole, it goes on and on.
Eater of shadows, eater,
Eater
of souls. But
Open
Andy
his
hears this through the
eyes,
wall,
yeah.
like,
He's
bitch,
like,
you
can't
can read
that
this
shit.
scroll.
I knew it.
And then suddenly the fuses blow.
Right, and the mummy awakens.
And I have a note. Why are we treated to Christian Slater in gray sweatpants, but
I
in the
know.
damn dark?
Right? No dick print.
Ain't no
Slut.
dick print in the dark.
You know who doesn't have a dick print at any time?
Ronnie Reagan.
Yes! No dick print for Ronnie
Oh, if you guys haven't seen the meme of Ronald Reagan in his gray sweatpants,
with zero.
he got a
dick print.
mangina.
He's got a downstairs mix up.
Ain't no dick print to be seen. And so anyway, I wrote a song about it.
Did you hear it? Here
Here
we
we
go. There it went.
So they go. So he's yelling for Bellingham to go fix it. He's trying to watch the
He's
game,
like, the
whatever.
fuse box is right by your door.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, well, he ain't gonna. What about Bellingham makes you think he can fix the fuse?
I don't know. He's a smart
He's-
dude.
well, yeah, I know he's smart, but not about fuses. Probably.
mummies.
No, if them fuses was mummy testicles, he'd be all over it.
He'd be on it. If it was hieroglyphics.
And speaking of mummies, Andy gets knocked down because they're the mummy bee.
There the mummy bee.
He's walking around.
There the mummy bee.
Knock him down in the hall,
There
but
the
he don't
mummy
see it.
bee. Yeah, no, it like he gets past. Well, then he also gets. They find Susan down there.
Yeah,
after
she screams because she gets knocked down
she
too.
got knocked down, and she's like all.
And Bellingham's like, no, don't go after him. And he
Right,
runs, but they don't see
Yeah,
anybody.
he doesn't see any shit. No, well, Susan goes back up to Bellingham's to try to coos up to him.
Well, while the lights are still out, she's hiding that Zuni fetish, but
Yes.
he walks in right as the fuses pop back on and sees her
She's
ass.
like, oh, hi.
Would you like a brandy?
Yes. Offers you brandy.
And Andy
babe.
sees her too. Andy catches her being sneaky in there.
Right. Right.
And so they're wondering who knocked him down in the hallway, and Bellingham's like, "Oh, it's a robber. He
Yeah, it must have
stole
been
my
a-
rings and stuff."
He took a bunch of hollow gold, like just bullshit.
So then that night, Lee is asleep in front of the TV at home when he
Oh.
hears a noise.
Awoken by a broken window at the back door.
And Lot 249 is roaming around the house.
Oh shit! It's in there straightening a fucking coat hanger.
Oh,
'Cause
no,
why would it know?
wire hangers!
No.
I know, why would it know about wire hangers?
I don't know how that happened, but it makes a little hook.
Yep. It makes a
And-
perfect little thing to pull Lee's brain out of his,
Yes,
his
he
nose,
puts him up
which is what he
against the
does.
fucking fridge and ha.
And this thing went across campus, so why is it so dusty still?
I know,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. And why was it dusty under the wrappings? The wrappings would be
Also that-
dusty.
well, the wrappings were like disintegrating.
Well, yeah, and I guess he's sort of disintegrating now
Well,
that
when
he's
he
unwrapped.
opened all that shit up, there was like shit inside.
Moths and stuff.
Moths.
So yeah, Susan comes home just in time to see Lee's brain in the fruit bowl
Yes.
and some mummies shambling out the back door.
Right. And she sees him all dead on the floor.
And Andy is back in his bed looking for Cool Ranch Dorito crumbs.
Cool Ranch.
And he hears the mummy shamble home.
Yes.
And he runs down to check, but his phone starts to ring. So
Right. And
he's
he's like,
gotta
oh,
run.
fuck. I guess, whatever. So he just misses him. It's Susan. Are you busy?
Because Lee's dead.
Lee's dead.
So they've been to Lee's funeral. She's telling Andy she saw who killed Lee, and she
He
describes
was
the
thin
mummy.
and filthy and stinky. And he's like, well, that sounds like a mummy to me.
That is the exact description.
And then
Exact description.
the dean and the curator of the museum come to search Bellingham's room.
He's caught with the Zuni fetish and he's getting kicked out.
Oh, and they open the sarcophagus.
Oh, but it's missing.
Oh.
That would have been nice.
And
if he had a
Andy
mummy
walks
inside.
in right
He's like,
then and sees
what's
what?
going
The
on?
mummy's
He's like,
missing.
where's that shit at? So now, later on, over at Susan's place.
Susan the bitch is at home
Susan's
packing
a
up Lee's
bitch.
stuff.
She's like throwing out the chrysanthemums. She's like, fuck these flowers that someone sent to me out of the kindness of their fucking heart.
and she throws them right at the mummy.
Oh no! And the mummy takes scissors.
She tries to stab him, but he already dead, girl.
I know. What are you gonna fucking do? He's dead.
So he cuts her open with some big ass scissors.
And stuffs her with the flowers.
Ooh, he's
Oh.
trying to mummify everybody.
Right? He's doing that mummy shit. So later,
And well, Andy runs over because she don't answer the phone and finds her dead.
He finds her all wrapped up and stuffed with flowers.
So now we see Bellingham packed to leave.
Right? He's taken off. He's like, don't worry. I won't. Oh, no, wait.
This is where he's got the scroll. The lights go out.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to go to the
he's-
fuse box and gets knocked out.
Right. And then he ends up tied to a chair
And Andy's building a pyre around him.
with his master thesis. He's going to roast his nuts.
Because he killed his sister and best friend. It wasn't me. It was Lot 249.
Yeah, I mean, like technicalities, mon chat.
And so the Lot 249's back in the sarcophagus.
Right. And he's like, nah, I got this little electric carver.
And he's like snapping his fingers. Yeah.
Right.
First, he's just snapping his fingers off by hand and adding them
Yeah.
to the pyre. And then he's
Uh-huh.
like,
He takes that mummy leg.
Bellingham's trying to recite the thing from memory, and he starts
Right.
electric carving off limbs.
Yeah, he picks up the hand. It's like the middle finger. He's like,
That Christian Slater
yes,
smirk.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm not going to call the cops. No one's going to believe me.
Right.
And then he cuts the mummy through the mouth
Oh,
with that
God.
carver. Oh, that lives in my mind
I
forever.
know.
And all
Bellingham
the fucking
gets
bugs.
a little head.
And he's like puking behind the
I
duct
know.
tape. Like, and he wants the scroll. And Bellingham's like, you don't need it. It only worked for that mummy.
Just for that one mummy.
He's
And
like, yeah, well, How
Just to
about
be
you just
sure.
give it to me anyway?
He's like, yeah, it's in that drawer in the very, very back, whatever. So he grabs it. He throws all the shit in the fire.
And then,
He's like, that's irreplaceable. He's like, I certainly hope so.
so you think everything's fine.
Yes.
We see Bellingham's left. He's like in the back of a cab.
He's like, don't worry. You'll never see me again, but I'll find a way to keep in touch.
And then he's pulling out his scroll in the back of the cab.
And he's laughing.
He can't
He's like,
distinguish between pictogram
yeah,
porn
third
and
dynasty sacred scroll from a post-Alexandrian pictogram porn.
And Andy's on the phone with his mom saying he's going to be home next week when there's a knock at the door.
Oh, and it's Mummy Lee and Susan. Bellingham sends his regards.
Which I was telling Tessa when she told me the creep show thing. That
Yeah.
moment reminds me of the Ted Danson come to the
When they
door
show up,
at the
yeah,
end. Yeah. Just
And they
something
get
about
Leslie
that
Nielsen
moment.
good.
They sure do. And then that brings us back to the wraparound story.
Yes, we're back in the kitchen. Betty's like, oh shit, it's almost 1 o'clock. I got to get you
My
gutted.
preheating timer is going
Right.
off.
But Timmy, he's got another story.
And like this is where I have my first note about the depth of this oven and the
I know.
length of this
Well,
pan.
She has to have.
There's got to be a witch specialty store,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. She had another witch or warlock build this for her. This is her
insane.
version of a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So she agrees to one last story, but he's got to make it quick.
Yes.
So he's going to tell her about Old Man Drogon.
The cat from hell.
He had a big problem that he hired a man to help him with.
A very professional man.
So a taxi rolls up to an estate at night,
Yep.
and Buster Poindexter, a.k.a. the ghost of Christmas Past,
Yes. AKA
is our assassin.
Halston.
And the great uncle from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. In case you guys needed a connector here.
My Stokey!
Greets him in a wheelchair and tells the taxi to wait.
Tell him to wait.
And the guy's like, for what this guy's
Oh,
paying?
wait all
I'll
goddamn night. I
fucking
don't
wait
give
forever.
a
I'm
fuck.
going nowhere.
So, Drogon, he don't make jokes.
No. He comes in, he wants Halston to make a hit, and your victim is right behind you.
Oh, I should kill you for that shit.
Meow.
That's a cat. What's this, a joke?
I don't make jokes. Sit down.
Right, $50,000 and another $50,000 when I have proof the cat is dead.
He tells him the story about how this cat has killed 3 people in the house, leaving only him.
Right, he's like, I don't need to explain to you, but I will.
I feel I need to justify myself so you
I
won't
just-
think me mad.
I'm bored. I'm going to tell you this fucking story.
He's got no one to talk to.
No, they're all dead.
So he tells them how his sister,
Yes.
it was his sister, his sister's friend, and their hired man, Gage.
Yes.
A dull collection of rich, unhappy people.
Yep.
Like, do you think Gage was rich? He was a hired
No,
man.
he was like the guy that lives in the house.
And
he like drove them around.
His
and
sister's friend probably also wasn't rich. She was living off their money.
shit. I don't know. She was dressed like a flapper too, so maybe.
Well, that's
she
what I
was-
mean, but she lived in their mansion.
Well,
I feel like that was the sister was taking care
well,
of her.
that's probably true.
So, the sister
First-
brings home.
Well, first Gage sees the cat. He tried to get rid of it, but it kept coming back. And then the sister,
Notices it and takes it in.
right?
And Drogon immediately is like, "Get it out or
no.
kill it."
I don't
I
want
don't
that
wanna
shit.
hear.
I don't like cats. They don't like me.
But Amanda's like, "Don't you dare hurt it."
Oh, this is my baby.
So he's a. You'll find out.
You'll find out.
You'll find
You'll
out.
find out. And he was like, you know how we made our money? It's Tic
Drogon
Tacs.
Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, they look like Tic
Trinormal
Tacs.
G. Magic pills or some shit. They both done their homework on each other.
Yeah, so he knows all about all his magic pills,
And Saul's so-and-so is the one that told him about this hitman.
and it's remarkably expensive and habit forming.
Oh, yeah, and it makes hallucinations, too.
One step up from street junk.
Yeah, street junk.
But Halston wants the rest of the story.
Yeah.
The cat killed him.
Yes, Amanda was tripped down the stairs at midnight.
That
And-
evil beast. She went to get that evil beast some food, and it
Right.
tripped her down this grand spiral staircase.
Of course, and then he wasn't
Death
able...
by accident.
That's what they said, but I knew better.
So he tried to get rid of it then, but Carolyn locked it in her room and became
Oh.
obsessed with it.
Of course, but then her breath was all stolen because that cat at midnight just laid on her
Wrapped
fucking face.
itself around her head. Natural causes per the coroner.
I knew better.
I told Gage to get rid of the vile thing.
And I told him to have it put down, not giving any notice to the time.
So he tells Gage to take it to the vet and have it put to sleep,
At
but he
midnight?
didn't look at the time.
But why would he think that, like an emergency vet?
I guess.
Like the emergency vet's not going to take a perfectly healthy cat
And put it down
They're
at
like,
midnight.
Put this shit down at midnight.
Take it away.
But anyhow,
The cat gets out of the basket.
It's all sitting on the.
It's
the-
like,
hey,
hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
And it
he has an
scratches
accident.
him and it's running around the car and it makes
Yep.
him crash.
Yep. A week later, when Gage was buried,
The cat
came back.
No one witnessed any of this. So
know.
what makes you think the cat did it?
He's like,
He's sure.
he knows. He's like, and I'm next.
Because of the triglomal G has only
Right.
been tested on cats.
Oh, so they sent you back.
They
to
eliminated
settle the score.
5,000 cats
Were
in 4 years of
exterminated.
testing. Meow! Meow! And it jumps right in Halston's lap.
Oh shit! So you're like, well, all right. Well, I could snap its neck. Right
Which, why
now.
didn't he?
I know. Why was he posturing?
You already have 50K with the promise of another 50K. It's in
Like,
your hands.
rip that
Break
fucker
its
in
neck.
half right in front of him. He's like, I'm done.
Be like, there you go.
There you go. Where's my other 50
I
grand?
mean, I couldn't do it, but he could.
You think?
That's what he's there for.
That's what he's there to do. He's a fucking hitman. Why didn't he just go?
Instead, he teases it and then it gets all mad at him
Well,
and scratches him.
his shit. Well, he should have known. He was like, I want you to like kill the cat, bury it, bring me back its tail so I can watch it burn.
So he leaves Halston in the house with all the food and booze
Anything
and everything
you
he could ever want.
But the fucking fridge is gross and empty.
Yes,
And
and
the liquor is
booze is
cheap.
cheap.
Only the best for me, baby.
And the cat is now stalking him in black and white POV vision.
Yes, you have like cat vision, demon cat vision.
And we see Halston looking for the right tool for the job.
Yes.
And then he gets attacked again.
Right.
Nobody hits me twice. No fucking body
Right,
hits
he's like,
me
"Oh,
twice.
Don't get hot. You make
me
mistakes when you're hot.
Oh my God.
It's a half an hour until midnight.
So he finishes pouring his drink and notices he's bleeding from his neck all over his
He's
nice
like, oh, this is
top dollar
$100
finest.
shirt.
Yes.
This is my top dollar finest.
So now he's got a reason.
Right. Well, he definitely has a reason after the cat attacks his junk.
Yeah, he readies this lethal injection and corners the kitty.
Yep.
It runs. You're
Yep.
beating me, pal. You're beating me good. Trying too hard.
Yeah, he's like, what? Let me get my fucking gun with the laser sight.
And that's when the cat lands on his crotch
Yes,
and
and
fucking
he-
scratches his
He
dick
tries
up.
to. He puts out the kitty kibble. He's got the little laser sight. I got a dead bead on you. I don't know why. I don't know why. he
Impossible.
sounds like the fucking
I had a
old
dead
man.
bead on you.
It was hot.
And the cat comes out of nowhere and swipes his face. And he shoots wildly and the clock starts chiming.
I know. He starts shooting all over the goddamn.
You're a professional.
Not very.
And it comes at him and holy shit.
Oh my god, this is my favorite part of the whole movie. I
This
love
cat
Oh,
forces itself
right down his throat.
down his throat.
Right down its throat.
The little
You can see
legs.
it like-
The little legs jerking around.
Yes.
As it tries to push itself down.
Yes. It kind of comes out for a second and then
Oh.
presses forward. Oh, I love it.
Like, how
I
is
love
it cute and disgusting at the same time
I
with them little
fucking
legs
love
hanging
it.
out the mouth?
Yes. Yes.
And in the morning, Drogon
Mm-hmm.
comes home.
He's like, he comes home. He's like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh no! And then the clock chimes, and the
And-
clock or the
Oh,
cat
the guts
crawls
start
back out of
moving
his
and it crawls
belly.
back. It slept there all night. Why?
It had to have suffocated in there. It would have
So this
died.
was- okay, so this was directed by George A. Romero,
Uh-huh.
but it was written by Stephen King
Oh.
with him and his cat things.
Yes.
His cat things.
He's got a cat thing for sure.
He's got to.
And when it crawls out of his mouth, it fucking sprays
Yes,
blood all
it's
onto Drogon,
Oh my god.
who has a heart attack.
Well, he like gets all up
And
in
like-
his face and he drops
all
his
right.
Tic Tacs, like because he can't take his pill and it fucking scares him to death.
And now I have a note. What the fuck did the coroner's report
The
read
coroner.
for Halston?
Coroner.
Right? Death by cat ingestion.
Because there's no way they ever guessed that. But
Oh, no.
he had to be full of cat hair.
collapsed.
He's full of cat hair.
Oh.
Cat was in his stomach.
Yeah.
In his
It crawled around. It turned around.
I want to
Yes,
see
it
the
turned
coroner's
about
report for Halston because everybody else's death could be explained as natural causes, but this cat
Sure.
shoved itself down his fucking throat.
Yes.
There's got to be claw marks all the way down
Oh.
his insides,
Oh.
and he's full of cat hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's probably having like a inflammation.
I was gonna say
because
they
of the
should have said
dander.
he was allergic to cats, and there should have been an even grosser body where he was also all
like
swole up or
swollen
something.
and fucking pussy and shit.
Oh.
Oh, nasty. He got cat scratch fever.
And before we wrap it up with the third and final part of our story,
Yes,
we're gonna
this
take a
one's
quick
deep.
break.
Yes, let's
We'll be
do
right
it.
back. Am I supposed to do that?
Hey, you guys!
Guess what we got for you?
Ooh, it's a surprise.
Discounts, discounts, discounts.
Ooh, get there now.
8bitzombie.com. I'm telling you, I got some shirts from there. I got some stickers from there. This is good quality shiz.
Yes, else we wouldn't be telling you about it right now.
He throws in some little extras, like some cool trading cards, like Mr. T, Jurassic Park, stuff like that.
Before he even knew.
Yes,
She
that was just.
was.
I found them online. I ordered some shirts because I couldn't find a Chainsaw and Dave shirt anywhere else.
No.
Or a cartoon Beetlejuice shirt anywhere else.
No, and that bebop shirt, I want it.
So number 8, BITZOMBIE.com, code DOOM, DOOM, for 10% off. Get over there now.
Today.
We are back.
We are back.
And my goodness, that was a scary story.
Yeah, but I always like the love stories.
Oh, I
better.
know one that's really scary, but a love story.
Yeah, this one, it's a love story. It's called The Lover's Vow.
10 years ago, on a
Right.
cold, dreary night.
Yes, he talks about how there's a city where there's always something going on, but at night, there's nothing.
And an artist named Preston sees something very, very strange.
Very strange indeed. So he's a frustrated artist. You could see him. He's working. There's this high-rise building. It comes up on this gargoyle that's kind of cool. Like it's
Yeah.
looking down on this window. Where
It
you see
seems like
Preston.
it's watching him through his
But
skylight.
it also seems like it's pointed the wrong direction.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Well, like, because it seems like it's pointed into the building
yeah,
instead of
so why
out
would
from
it be?
the building. Like,
yeah.
aren't those usually like drain pipes?
Yes,
like, that's where
I think so.
Shit drains out of the garden. Well, it's also to ward off bad spirits. Sure, fine.
Sure.
Sure.
So his phone rings and oh shit, Wyatt.
Right, and he calls him like, but it's Jer, the guy in the bar downstairs,
Telling
He's
him
like-
that Wyatt's been there waiting for him.
he's like, yeah,
for-
mid-40s, uptight.
Wyatt. He's been waiting for
there he
30
is.
minutes.
Yes, 30 minutes he's been waiting. And so he runs down there.
All excited. Where's my money?
Yeah, and he asked for a Houston beer.
Did he?
Yeah.
So yeah, he wants his money and he's like, I
There's
haven't
no
they
money.
haven't moved any of your shit in
Not
4
like
months.
Months. Like
In fact, they're gonna throw it in the trash.
they are going to trash this shit. And he's like, well, what am I supposed to fucking do?
Yeah. I can't and he's like, well, I can't live on 10% of nothing.
Right.
Like
he's
you're
like,
not
I'm going
making
to pay
any
for
money.
my $4.50 Drambuie and I'll pay for your beer,
Yeah.
but I'm out of here.
And so
It's like
Preston
it's not a
gets-
marketable commodity.
No.
So he's all fucking upset. He gets drunk.
With
Maddox.
Maddox.
And Jer.
and
He's like the barfly. He's like always kind of
Yeah,
fucking
he's
there.
always
like
there.
he sleeps there.
and they're just gonna leave him. The bartender's like, well, he'll still be here in
They're
the
all
morning.
pished. So Jer's like, I'm gonna take you home to Preston. He's like, I'm gonna lock this shit up. I'm gonna leave Maddox sleeping here.
And before we find out what happens when he takes him home, we're gonna have a special treat for y'all.
We do have a special treat.
Because research assistant Liana and Tessa grew up together.
Yes.
And they watched this movie together.
Many
we're gonna
times.
Liana's gonna replace me on the mic right now.
Oh, for this
And they're
very
gonna
special
talk about
part.
their favorite part of Tales from the Dark Side.
Yes.
So here's Liana.
Get on there, Liana.
Here I come.
Here she comes.
And here I am.
And there she is. So everybody's drunk. Jared's going to walk him home. He gets his gun. And they walk out and Preston has to piss.
He do have to piss.
He does
and then
have to
that's when
piss.
his friend comes out.
Well, he hears a commotion
oh, yeah,
over
that's
there.
right.
And he's like, well, what the fuck is that? And you see like a wing and a
Yes,
leg
shadow,
and a
silhouette.
shadow. And he's like, oh, fuck. It's a gargoyle.
Yeah, well, they don't really see it yet.
Well, no, that's true. He's like, oh no, what is that shit?
Yeah, like, oh no.
Right, and first
then
he like
fucking-
rips off his hand. Well, this
Right.
is while like Preston's taking a piss.
Right, he smacks his hand off.
Yeah, and
like,
that
real
lands
quick.
over there by Preston. Preston's like, oh
Super
fuck.
aggressive fist bump.
And then, this is where the gargoyle reaches over when he's saying no.
Okay, so picture it.
Picture it.
It was a clear black night.
It was a
clear
cold,
white
dark moon. Where
Okay.
G was on the streets trying to consume.
And then he said,
Help me. And that's when we would pause the VHS tape.
oh, yes.
We would pause the VHS tape at this very moment, and then we would slow-mo, click, 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 click,
The
click,
slowest
while
of
you would
modes.
have the head getting knocked off, and you could see that string,
every string, every tendon.
every bit.
That was how you know you got the tracking right.
right, is because you could watch it. It took like a half an hour.
At least. You had to get the right.
How old were we?
point.
This would have been 92.
Oh, wow.
11?
11-ish, yeah.
11 on a spendover.
11 on a spendover,
Mm-hmm.
and possibly the night that you put your entire foot into my
Oh, and your
strawberry
birthday cake? Yeah, well, you put it on
yeah.
the floor. I don't know what to tell you.
It was accident.
It's like I put my ass in the beer.
You put
Why
it on
was
the floor.
it there? We will never know, but that's
You-
fine.
You put it on the floor. I stepped in your cake. Sorry.
And then we watched a man's head get smacked off his
Yes,
shoulder.
we did. And we watched that many, many times. We wore that tape out.
Oh, yes. Video Vision on,
Yes.
what was it, Cactus,
Cactus
in Reno
and
Valley.
Sunnymead.
Mr. Chang, I love you for the rest
love
of my
you.
life.
I will love you
Thank
forever. Video Vision, thank you for giving us this moment.
This moment in time.
In this
Frozen.
moment. Well, frozen because it was slow motion.
It was slow motion. And then I don't even know if we watched the rest of it. It was like after the head was
You
gone,
didn't have
that
to
was
after
it.
that. Once the head
all.
was gone, that was the best part.
That was it. We were done.
Then we were done.
On to Freddy.
On to-
And that is the tale.
And that is the tale of the dark side when we were 11 years old. And anyway, back to Nicole.
I'm coming.
Here she comes.
Walking my Nana ass back to the mic.
So the gargoyle comes out of the shadows to Preston now.
Yes, and speaks to him.
Yes, and says, your life in exchange for a promise. You must never.
swear.
Yeah, don't ever talk about this shit.
You don't. You
Don't
look at
you
me.
look at me.
You don't talk
Don't
to me.
about me. You don't
even fucking
presume
think about me.
to talk to my friends.
You don't say how I look,
Nope.
how I sound, that I spoke to you.
Nope. You don't say what I
Cross your
said.
heart. And it. Why did it scratch him?
Because
Like
it's crossed
hard.
his heart.
Oh, crossed his heart.
Yeah, duh.
Cross his hoard. Cross his hoard.
He crossed it hard.
And so he runs off and pukes.
Yeah.
And then Ray Don Chong is suddenly walking
Ray Don
down the
Chong?
street.
Right on Chong.
Right on,
Ray Don
Chong?
Chong. And he grabs her to protect her and
He's like,
covers
what
her
the fuck are you
mouth.
doing?
And she's like,
whoa, hey, I was lost.
And he breathes in her face with his barf breath.
Oh, I know. He was like just barfing. Well, he's got those teeth. He's a drunk, isn't he?
He was just barking.
Wasn't he the guy? Wasn't James Remar the
Yes.
one that you said
Yes,
Michael
I
Bean
feel
replaced?
like-
or
I feel like- Bien. Michael Bien.
Yeah.
Bien. Bien.
Wait, he replaced him in Aliens, right?
Yes, I believe
Because he
James
was a
Remar
drunk.
was supposed to be Hicks, right?
Hicks.
Hicks.
I thought you said X. I'm like, what? Who's X?
Hicks.
Hicks. Yeah. So
Hicks.
that's this guy.
Yeah. So anyway, he's over there with his sad eyes.
So
Just
he
sad
runs
eyes.
home. Yes, he runs
Well,
home.
yeah,
He gets.
He's like, I
gets
live right
her-
around the corner. It's fucking dangerous out here. You don't see no kind of cabs.
Yes. So just come call a cab at my place.
Right. Like, by the way, I'm Preston. Come to my house.
My name's Carola.
Okay.
I'm from Colorado.
Right. But I was like in Colorado, then California, and like I had a boyfriend out there, but didn't work out. So I came to New York.
And so he acts like he's calling a cab when they get to his place, but he's calling the cops
Right. But then like doesn't say shit.
because he's like realizes,
Oh,
fuck,
like, I
I
can't-
just
what am I gonna
promised I
say?
wasn't going to say anything. So what the fuck do I? How to
Well,
explain
but then
this?
he tells her like, so the cab, it's busy.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That was. He's like, you can call again in a little bit.
Right,
Like,
but
try
then he
again.
goes in there to like wipe up his little wound.
Little wound. That was
Well-
a pretty big fucking wound. If I had a wound like that, I'd be crying.
You should put something on it like he does in there, and then she comes in there.
Yeah,
A
she
little
runs
unguent,
in.
an ointment, an unguent.
And he's like, I had to run in with a bottle of scotch. You had to run in with a bottle of scotch.
I'm going home.
That's a lot.
I'm leaving.
I'm
and
leaving.
now she banged him all fucking bloody and
yeah,
drunk.
she's
and,
like, let me put a little.
and look at him, just like Devin Sawa. You know he
I
stank.
know. Oh, girl.
But different
He
kind of
looks-
stink.
Oh,
This
I
is
know.
adult man stink
This-
with alcohol and paint and whatever
He smells
solvents.
Of loser.
Smells of loser.
He smells of wet loser.
And that's what turns Radon Chung on,
Radon Chung?
apparently, because they fucked that night
oh yeah.
immediately.
Oh man, they got that blue light fucking. I'm telling you.
And he can still hear the help me.
And he's like, oh fuck, that killed my boner.
Right? He's like, it's going to take me a minute.
I
Hang on.
gotta go somewhere. Hold on.
So they fuck, and in the morning, he's like, I got to go for a while. Wait for
Wait,
me.
he's like, everything was bad until I met you, but like, I'm gonna leave. So he left in the fucking morning because she says good morning. Mm-hmm. He leaves in the morning, and when he comes back, it's night already.
I didn't even notice that. It was nighttime when he came back?
He goes down to the bar,
Right. And he's
and there's
seeing
like a
that
whole
the crime
commotion,
scene is...
but it's dark outside. It's dork.
It's dork?
It's dork outside.
I did not even notice.
It was super dork. It's wet. It's foggy.
Maybe it was just... maybe it was a stormy
I
day?
don't know. It was dork.
It's New York. We don't know what that's
it
like.
was New York. It was dork.
New York dork? Was there a dog?
There might have been a dog.
I didn't see no dog. but
There might have been a dog. I don't know.
So yeah, he goes down and looks at the crime scene, and when he comes back, she's gone, and he's like, "Yeah, I would have left too."
So he's like drawing fucking pictures of all of this shit, the gargoyle and his buzzer rings, and moving at lesbian speed. Carolyn
She's ready to move
She
in.
brings all her shit.
She got her U-Haul,
Yes, she does. First date, U-Haul.
and he has no questions. He's
Oh no,
fine
he's
with
like,
this.
did I say shit?
He's
No.
like, "Do you know how long it's been since I got laid?" And
bitch, get in here.
you're fine as hell.
You got them titties.
Come on now.
Come on in.
You even fucked
You
me
miss-
with these chest scratches and
Right?
shit,
I
smelling
smell-
like booze and sweat and fucking paint
losery.
thinner and
I live in
loser.
a warehouse. I don't see no
I live in
shower.
I fucking
will
live in a
marry
warehouse.
you right now.
I will. I'm gonna.
And she's got a friend of a friend,
Oh, yeah.
Victorine something,
Victorine Roger
who owns the hottest gallery downtown.
in Houston.
I hope you don't mind.
Oh, it's
What I've always wanted.
I want to do it. He's like, it's the hottest gallery. And there's success.
Yeah, one of his pieces sells for like $23,000.
Yes.
He's a smash.
And he sees Maddox's drunk ass showing up at the gallery, and he's like mentioning Jerry. He's like, shut up. If you lit a match,
Yes, you would be a
you would go
fireball,
up in
sir.
flames, sir.
Zambuca shake.
Zambuca.
Do you remember that shake?
Yes.
The fucking
It's like a flaming
Ford
moe.
Fairlane. Like, isn't that licorice flavor? Didn't we look that up?
Oh,
and a
yeah.
Zambuca shake, it
Is it
tastes like
anus?
black licorice.
Black licorice.
So hot black licorice milkshake is what Ford Fairlane liked to get drunk off.
I'm going to barf.
Gross.
Gross.
So that night, Carola tells Preston she's pregnant.
Oh, yes. And she's like, you want to take care of me and my child?
And he's like, we gonna make this little bastard legitimate or
I
what?
mean, yeah, he's like, let's get married.
Romantical.
Yeah, I mean, like, they like it.
10 years later.
They live on happily for 10
And now, were they
years.
still in the same fucking studio? No.
They just cleaned it up. I don't know.
It
It,
looked
seemed
like
like
a
a
cleaned up-
high-rise apartment.
No, it
Because
was the same.
I didn't clock it was a different place. I thought it was the same place, but like nicer.
Maybe they just like had some alterations done.
Maybe.
because he had
Children here,
munties.
we gotta get rid of these.
Well, and if he owned property in New York in 1990, don't let that go.
That's true.
let
That's
that
true.
go.
If that was his spot,
That's like a whole
that was
That was
quite
like a
square
loft.
footage. Yes,
that was quite the square footage.
quite.
Quite indeed.
What was the thing
There was a
earlier that you were
gargoyle?
gonna remember from the meme? The polite way to say bitch or whatever. What was
fuck.
it?
My good bitch.
My
no,
good bitch?
No.
It was
fuck.
That was part of it. But
What
there was
exactly
more.
is the fuck?
What exactly? Fuck my good bitch.
Fuck my good bitch. Excuse me. Pardon me, my good bitch.
So 10 years later, she finds the corner of one of his gargoyle sketches sticking out of a drawer, but
Why
doesn't
am I not surprised that I did not remember that thing I said I was going to remember?
like 6 hours ago.
I was like, that was earlier today. Fuck.
Welcome to your 40s.
Woo! It's
Happy
my birthday!
So the kids are all dressed up for Halloween.
Yes.
And Wyatt's their babysitter. So you
Right,
know he
he-
may can bank. If he's willing to watch these
he came
children.
crawling back. That's what he says. He's like, I came crawling back. I had to do all kinds of shit just to get back in the saddle. And I'm the only one that you're going to get to babysit these fucking monsters.
And they're going to celebrate the night that she thought their dad was going to push her
Yes.
against the wall and rape her.
That's
which
what the
kids
daughter
know.
says. Yes.
This is your meet cute.
Yeah. I thought he was going to rape me, but he didn't.
It turned out he was really nice.
Turns out it didn't
And
happen.
he seems like a great dad. He's like having
know.
fun with the kids.
The
He's got his
whole
little
family's
pirate
cute.
patch on. They're all
The
cute.
whole family's cute. This is a good thing. This is a good situation.
And so Wyatt leaves.
Right.
And he misses his taxi, so
Well,
he's waiting outside.
They go out, they have a nice time.
Yeah.
They're walking home. They're talking about, my whole life got better when I met you.
Yes, you saved me from
You
myself.
saved me from myself. You take care of me, and I hope I
Mm-hmm.
take care of you. They get home. They send Wyatt home. He misses it. Well, no, he can't find a cab.
Yeah,
He's
he
It
misses
is
the
same
first
place
cab,
because
and then
there's
he
no
can't.
fucking cabs
Yep.
down here. That's the whole thing.
And
So-
Preston decides to give her the only thing he's
That
never
he-
been able to give her.
Right, and that's the truth about what happened the night we met.
So he pulls out this sculpture.
It's like
of
a
the gargoyle
lockbox that he keeps
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this shit in a lock because he's been doing this shit, I guess,
for
all
10
these
years.
10
Yeah,
years.
he can't get it
Because
out
when
of
did
his
he
brain.
build that fucking model?
And he can't get. It's not like he could go to therapy and tell her, "I need therapy
he
for that
can't tell-
time a
he can't
gargoyle
tell
killed my
anybody.
friend."
He can't tell anybody.
No.
That was the promise.
So he hands it to her, and she's just like, doesn't say anything at first. And he explains, "This is what killed the bartender that night.
Right.
The night that I met you.
Right, the night that I met you. And she's like, well, why are you telling me about this now? Because
you're
he
the
tells
most-
her,
Yeah, and he
like,
says,
I was never supposed to say anything. I was given my life.
in exchange for the promise not to say anything.
Right. She's like, well, why are you telling me now?
Well, you're the most important thing in my life, and you
Right.
brought me 10 years of happiness and success and a perfect life, and I love you, and you
And-
deserve everything.
Right. And this is what I want to give you. I want to give you the truth. And she's like, well, fuck.
You
promised.
You never
promised
tell.
you never tell.
And she starts. Her
the
fucking
skin
limbs
is
erupting
ripping,
from
and,
her
like
skin.
The fucking, the shit in her elbows and her knees,
Ah!
and then her back and the wings come out.
And he's like, Carola, please stop. Just change
She's
back.
like, I can't.
And she
it's
swoops
too
him up in her
late.
wing.
Well, then he sees like the kids are making noise. Like, what the fuck's going on with the kids?
And then, the kids are little fucking gargoyles
oh my
too.
god, they're little baby gargoyles.
Why are they not half gargoyle?
I know it would seem like a DNA thing, wouldn't it?
And it seems like they've not known they were
No,
gargoyles
they didn't know
before
that this
this
shit was
moment.
gonna happen. They didn't know this
just
shit was-
thought
they're
they
like,
were
"Oh,
a happy
fuck."
family.
I was just trick or treating, and now this was a better costume.
You broke your vow.
Oh,
You sealed our destiny.
and she rips his fucking throat out.
with her teeth and fucking lies him down on the
Oh,
floor.
and their little babies come up all crying, and she takes him up and
And they turned to stone on a building.
Yep, right back up to where she was, I guess.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
babies.
Wyatt's still trying to hail a cab.
He sees it, like he hears them take off, and
just
he's like, "What
ignores
was
it.
that?" Like, I don't want to fucking know what that was. It's so sad.
It's time for Timmy to go in the oven.
That's right. He's like, no. I got one more story. It's about this kid that has a brother, Matthew Lawrence, who's got a
Whoa.
stupid paper route.
Whoa.
And he was too busy filming on Blossom to go down and pick up the money from his stupid paper route. So I had to come here to this lady's house.
And she answered the door and she tricked me. She threw me in the pantry and made me eat cookies to cook and kill and eat them.
And cook me and kill me and eat me. But then I had these magic marbles.
And she's like, this is your story.
Yeah. And she's like, this isn't in the book. There are no happy endings in this book.
But I had these slippery marbles.
I know. And she's like, dumb bitch.
I know.
Dumb bitch, he's telling you, and
He
you're
throws
watching
it. You
him
saw
throw
him
marbles
throw
on,
them
the
ground.
floor.
And he just
And
does
she
little
falls on her needle block.
Yep. Oh, and then he gets out if he could only reach the keys.
And he pushes her down onto the tray meant for him and into the oven. And then he eat damn cookies.
He has some chips a lot.
Chips a lot. I think
Yeah,
it's
not a
called.
Chips Ahoy.
I
It was
just
a
love
Chips a Lot.
happy endings.
Me too. Yeah.
It gave me Beetlejuice a little bit, the music.
Yeah.
I had to double check, like, this isn't a Danny Elfman. No, it's not.
Well, in the beginning, I was like, do I have this turned up? Because nothing was happening. And I'm like, I know that there's music.
Uh-huh.
Because it starts out of nowhere. And then it did. I was like, oh, shit, there it is.
Oh, and now this is a quick one. We got some time to fill.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No.
This is a quick film.
I mean,
it's
it was
only
a
an hour
quick
and a
feature.
half,
It really
and it's
isn't
fun.
that long a movie. It's an anthology. It goes really quick.
But yeah, this is one, I don't know why I watched it so many times. We didn't own it. So it was like, it had to have been on, I feel like this was the HBO.
I feel like it was on there a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that was definitely true, but we just loved
you
it,
guys
and
had
we
the
would just
tape.
repeatedly fucking rent it.
Well, and it could also be because my little brother was so into horror that maybe
Maybe.
this was one that maybe he owned and I
Maybe.
didn't think about it.
Well, I mean, it goes up there with all of those great anthologies like Creepshow and Creepshow 2 and the Tales from the Twilight Zone movie, which is another really good one,
It is.
even though it's...
I'm trying to think what other anthology. Trick or Treat, which I just saw recently.
Trick or Treat's a
That
good
was
one.
pretty
No, what's
good.
the one with Karen Black? The fucking... With the other Zuni doll.
That's not Black Christmas, is it?
no,
No. That's a full
no.
film. That's not
It's
an
the anthology one with also the Zuni doll that comes after her. What's that fucking
Oh,
movie
God,
called?
dang it. I can see the Zuni doll
I
in
can
my
too.
brain.
I know exactly every single fucking story it is, and I can't think of what that movie is called. That's a good one. If I could think of it, you're
But
gonna
yeah, I
look for
love anything with little short stories.
it. Anything
of
that's an anthology. I like. I like the VHS ones.
Trilogy of Terror.
Trilogy of Terror. Thank
Trilogy
you.
of Terror.
Duh.
Yeah, I don't think
Trilogy
I've
of
seen
Terror.
any of the VHS ones. Those are newer,
Those
right?
ones are good. Yeah,
in
those
the last
ones are
10
newer.
years
Those
or
ones are
something.
good. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah,
There's like
they
VHS
just did a new
1,
one,
2,
right?
and
Have you
3,
seen the new one?
85. No, I've got it on my list.
Okay.
85, 94, 99. Like there's like a bunch of different ones. They're all good. They're fun.
If you guys didn't hear one of your favorites this Halloween season, guess
yeah.
what? We've got other movies from last Halloween
Mm-hmm.
and the Halloween before that.
Yeah.
And we just realized recently that Spotify hides older episodes.
Oh yeah.
So because we have over 120 episodes, you guys may not realize that we've covered some movies that we've covered. So if there's something that you're like, are you going to cover this? Have you covered this? Will you cover this?
We might have done it
DM
already.
me.
Yeah.
Instagram, Doom Generation Pod.
And he might give us a good idea.
Because, sometimes, girl, we talk about all the time how we be forgetting.
You know, you got to be reminded.
Sometimes someone says a movie and we both go, oh, holy
Oh,
fuck,
fuck,
how
how
is
did
that
we-
not
yeah.
on the list?
Oh my god.
So
Sometimes.
make suggestions. We might use them, we might not.
What?
So you forgot what you said 6
Oh, I know. I did. I
Yeah.
did forget. I did. I forgot.
So yeah, hit us up on there. Patreon.com/Doom Generation. We
Do it
do
for my
ones we
birthday.
didn't see.
Do it for her birthday.
Yeah, so we did the stuff, and next we're gonna do My Demon Lover.
Yes, my demon lover. That's coming up.
And I
So
think Liana might join us on the mic if she's
she very well
available
might.
to do
So
a
if you
first time
want
react because
to-
she also has not seen My Demon
None of
Lover.
us have seen that. I don't know. We're gonna find out if I find that to be another AI special.
Right? Is it something that never existed?
I
that
contend.
just...
I maintain. That
Well,
the
but
stuff
Liana
is
says
on-
she remembers the stuff, right? You remember the stuff
From
from back in
before?
the day?
Impossible. Impossible. You're making that shit up.
And we
making that
even
shit up?
accused her of being from the Berenstain timeline, and she refutes. She is from the Berenstain timeline.
Listen to that.
I will not hear that nonsense. I will not hear that garbage.
So I don't know when our universe is separated, but Liana was fully aware of the stuff, and we
I
were
feel like
not.
it splits and splits and splits.
It does. It has so many branches.
We could be from one same one, and
Oh,
then
we
another
should
one.
try
that
to do a
splits.
sketch sometime if we can actually
Ooh, like,
separate,
if we
like
Charlie
starting
Day
from
that
like
shit?
Berenstain, like going from there. What are
Let's see,
the
what are all the different things?
the fucking
Oh.
the oh god the not the Mummy movie, the fucking genie movie, Shazam.
Oh yeah,
Shazam.
Shazam. Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
I'm
about
telling
that.
you, Shazam is real.
real.
Shazam is real. I remember the fucking previews for Shazam.
This is bullshit.
Well, it's just like
So
the
maybe
other
that's
day I
what we
thought
can
Suge
do.
Knight was dead. Suge Knight's not dead.
So
I
maybe
forgot Dennis Hopper was dead.
That's
He'd been
something
dead
we
for
can do
13
for
years.
Patreon. Maybe is talk about the.
I had that on a list at some point. That
split.
timeline splits.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that might descend us into madness if we got too deep into that. I think that might be detrimental to our mental health.
Possibly. But yeah, hit us up. Instagram, Doom
Hit us
Generation
up.
Pod. Send a voicemail, 702-720-DOOM.
Yeah.
Send a text message,
Do that.
702-720-DOOM.
Do a character. Be yourself. Do whatever you want.
Send us an email, doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com, and headline it yearbook signing. And
Yeah,
we will
do
read
whatever
it
you
on the
want.
show.
We will.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, Nicole's had a stroke, so I guess we better go. I'm going to have to call somebody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And happy birthday to Tessa.
And happy birthday to me. And we'll talk at you next time.
Later,
Doomers.